Alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam Allah, wa rasulullah. Welcome to our series on Beware. These are hadiths composed by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli. Hadiths addressing certain things that our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam warned us to beware of, because these are all things that can stand between our belief in Allah and our practice. They can also destroy our good deeds too. And today we're going to speak about sitting on the roadside. What does that mean? You know how some people like to sit outside on their balcony or on their porch? Let's talk about it. Some people, especially women, they like to sit on their porch and look at the people walk by and talk about the neighbors. Hey, who that over there? Who that girl he got in his house today? Uh-oh, what that boy doing? What's in that bag? What he selling? You know, people like to sit outside on the porch or on the sidewalks and just look at the people walk by. Like even up here at Starbucks, you can go to Starbucks, people are sitting at the tables. They're sipping, but they sit there for hours just looking at the people walking by, Well, we have to beware of that sidewalk sitting, sidewalk cafeing. That's what they call it, sidewalk cafeing. This is what this hadith is going to be addressing. Beware of sitting on the roadside. Let's see what the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had to say. This hadith is narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. He said that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, avoid sitting by the road. And when he said that, the people said, oh, Prophet, we can't help but sit on the road. That's where we meet to converse. So the Prophet said, well, if you insist on that, then give the road its due rights. And the people said, what are the road's due rights? Just like Allah has rights over us, just like the Prophet has rights over us, just like our parents have rights over us, the road has rights over us too. And the Prophet said the first right that the road have is to lower your gaze. You hear that, Brother Aki? Lower your gaze. What does that mean? Don't be sitting there checking out the women and the men that walk past. Lower your gaze. Also, abstain from saying things that might be offensive. And this is something that I had to beat myself over. I'm going to tell y'all something. Layla can be bad. That's why I stay home. Y'all know what I do? Latifah tell you, I'll go sit at the cafe and say, hey, look at her. Girl, what she got that on for? Girl, look at that behind. Lord. Don't bend over. You know you too big for that. I will say it, guys. I have no censor sometimes on my tongue. If I see one of them big hoochie coochie women walking with them tight, I'll just tell them, oh, astaghfirullah. Now you know you too big for that. Why you got that Cardi B look on? Girl, you ain't no Cardi B. You better go home and chop that fat up off you. Offensive. So that's why your home is better for you if you're a person like me. I'm a looking, then I might see a man. Oh, girl. Hey, boy, young boy, age, sex, location. Have you ever heard about Allah? Lailanasheeba. I mean, I can act stupid. Latifah tell you, I can be horrible. And the boys always walk past and flirt, and I'll say, hey, let me talk to you about Islam. Get over here. You ever heard about Allah? Then I have to catch myself. That's why I stay home. That's why I don't go. I go through the drive-in to get my coffee. I'll drive up, get it, and keep it moving. I don't go and sit down in the cafe. Oh, no. Me and Latifah, we'd be terrible. So, that's what that means. Don't be offensive to people. That's one of the rights of the road. When the people walk by, lower your gaze. Number two, don't be sitting there saying things to them that's offensive. And also return the greeting. If somebody gives you salams, wa alaikum salam, how are you today? Good morning, how are you? For the non-Muslims. The non-Muslims greet you, good morning, how are you? The non-Muslims greet you, happy Merry Christmas, same to you. Happy Hanukkah, same to you. We have to respond to the greetings too. That's one of the rights of the road. Okay? Also, enjoying the good, forbid the evil. That's what's hard. That's the hardest thing. Especially if you're a person like Brother Aki, who's having a hard time maintaining his deen. Or you a person like Sister Layla. I just don't have a censor sometimes. You see a man walking by, they don't wear shirts over here. They got them chest out, that hair on that chest, long hair. Age, sex, location, la ilaha illallah. Come over here, let's talk. We have to enjoy the good and forbid the evil. We can't behave like that, guys. That's why it's important. I'm making a joke out of it, but it's important for every one of us as Muslims to know our strengths and know our weaknesses. Like I tell Brother Aki, that your weakness is women, so you stay away from them. You try to avoid that which will weaken you. Like myself, if I know that my weakness is handsome, young, 20-year-old boys with long hair and no shirt on their chest, I'm going to stay in my house and just go through drive-thrus. I'm not sitting out in no cafe unless I was married. If I was married, then I wouldn't have to look at them. So I look at my husband. Okay, so, Allah tells us don't put yourself in situations that can cause you to sin. We have to enjoin the good, forbid the evil. Don't put yourself in situations that can open the door to sin. So that's another one of the roles, of the road. And this hadith is authentic. So it's a wonderful hadith that teaches us so many things. Number one, you learn it's best to not sit outside by the road. Hello, that's why I don't do that. Somebody asked me the other day, Sister Layla, why don't you sit down outside? Oh, heck no. You know how them Italian men look over here where I live? I got some Italians right down the street here. The men don't wear no shirts. The men are tall, dark, and handsome. I'm sorry, they young boys. They in their 20s. I ain't gonna sit there and they coming to me. They always come and talk to me. Oh, wow, you're such an exotic woman. Oh, hello. Hi, my name is San Antonio. You're so exotic. Can I ask you where you're from? And that's all it takes. I'll tell you where I'm from and where we can go. We don't do that. It's best to not sit outside, guys, if you can't control yourself. And I'm making a joke out of it, but I'm trying to appeal to the young brothers here, like Brother Aki, like Brother Ibrahim, like Brother Bilal. I got a lot of young brothers here, and they have a problem with the gays. Then don't go to those places. I don't go. I stay home. Also, we learn from this hadith that a Muslim has to be careful about what he says when he's around other people. The tongue is like a sword. You can say something meaning good, but it can hurt. I see a woman looking like a hoochie coochie, and I'll tell her, oh, what's wrong with you? Go home and take that off. That's offensive, though. It's not my place to say that. You know what she could do? She could take out a gun and pop me. You get popped nowadays for saying stuff like that. So we have to be careful what we say in the company of others. And also we learn from this hadith that if you need to sit around the road for whatever reason, you have to abide by the rules of lowering your gaze, number one. Returning the greetings, number two. Keeping other people away from your harm. and enjoining good and forbidding evil. So this is a wonderful hadith. I tried to make it humorous for you guys, and I'm just gonna let y'all know I don't act that way for real. I mean, I over exaggerate. I do look, but I don't. I mean, Latifah tell you the part about the woman is true. I will tell a woman, what you got that on for? I will say that, but with the men, I'll look and drool, but I won't say nothing. But you know, we got to be careful. Careful with that. All right, any comments on this hadith? Remember, and by the way, before I end on this, tomorrow we're going to be talking about narcissism. I want y'all to remember this is the dark ages. These were the worst times in the history of humanity. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and taught the people good morality, good character, good behavior, because the people didn't give people rights of the road back then. So you get to see how he came in this narcissistic environment and tried to call the people to good behavior, good morality. This hadith is another great example of that. And the Arabs had a hard time with it. They're like, wait a minute, we sit on the road and talk about people all the time. You know, and if a man saw a woman he liked, guess what they would do back then? They'd grab her and have their way with her. Rape was very common then. Women weren't safe to be out in the marketplace by herself. Men, a raper, you know, they didn't have no respect for people or anything then. So you can see how the Prophet, you know, instilled good morality in this narcissistic environment to the people. All right, any comments on